If you are interested in knowing what you can build for under $300,000, well, this is the one. So let me show you guys this Barndominium. We're in Venus, Texas, and we've got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot of living, and just 50 square foot of porch space. So some huge porches we got here. But ultimately, this will show you what you can get in today's market. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get it going. Everybody's always focused on how much, but I want you to focus a little bit more on what you can do on a smaller layout like this, because you know, not everybody needs the 3,000 square foot or however many square feet, but square footage is what really does dictate cost. So you got to keep that in mind. And if you could adapt to a little bit smaller layout, well, maybe that will appease your budget. Here, they're saving the porch stuff for later. There's a lot of options when it comes to porches. Because we have a gabled end here, as you could imagine, you could extend this off. They already have some shop space as well on this property. I want you to pay attention because you do see that we have the overhangs included here on this. So this is not some major upgrades that we're doing here. This is just standard Texas best things. And what you're gonna see is that although we haven't finished all the exterior liquid flashing and all these kind of things, basically we're just at the wood frame finished stage. We've got the roof put on, and we've had some electrical work done on the inside and some top out done for the plumbing, which we'll get inside here in a minute. But I did want you to pay attention that this does have our standard overhangs, which adds a little bit of dimension to a build like this. So you don't have to have just a box. If you look at the building that's next door, this is sort of basic for a metal building. You don't have overhangs that extend, and some of these extra details really does add to the appeal, as you can see. Now, what is different about the way that we build a Barndominium than maybe some is, well, this is not just a metal building that we added some lipstick on the outside. This inside has integration of steel and wood. So let's go inside, let's check it out. Okay, well, as we come here on the inside, again, we have that same vaulted open space that you guys are used to seeing us have. Now, this is a split design, so you got master suite on this side, and you got your additional living space on this other side. Ultimately, you have that whole vault space here in the center. Now, one thing you see us do a lot, this is pretty typical, guys. There's really everything we're doing here is standard. I would say it's standardized construction for Texas best. So this is what is part of our standard cost price, is we do a 2x6 studded walls. We do this on our shell onlys. We do this on our turnkeys, which this will be a turnkey build. We have our zip system on the outside of that. We don't run horizontal purlins and all that stuff in these areas because it doesn't prepare us for sheetrock and all the other things, and it doesn't prepare me for the zip system. So I'd have to double frame those walls. So building with intention means that we're just going to build this wall one time, you know, and out of that gives us a good air seal, a good air barrier, and we're able to really do everything that we need to do in a space like this fairly simply. Here's going to be a beautiful front door entry there, and they just delivered this, and I'll always like to see this where they've secured this off because, as you can imagine, wind can blow in and blow this door over. That's really nice to see, but this is a nice farm style look that they'll be putting here on the front. So at this stage of the game, we're waiting on our HVAC, but let me show you guys a little bit of the layout. This is the master suite side. You can see we got a little hallway with a coat closet or storage closet right there. A really good 9-foot ceilings here in this area. Pretty good sizable bedroom that leads here into your master shower and bathroom area. So you have a full walk-in. Check out the size of this walk-in shower. This is huge. So here you'll have a diverter valve for volume, probably control, I'm not sure. Actually, no, this will probably be a separate handle wand that you'll have over here on this side. I'm not going to try to guess everything, but I think you got a shower head. You got another maybe spray wand. You got your volume controls here. And maybe everything's just on that side. So you'll be able to turn everything on and off before you get into the shower. We got a dual sink vanities that are going here. Here you can kind of see the stacks for all of that. The guys have got their nail plates up there, which is always a good thing you like to see at this stage of the game. And another thing is I like to see is these blocks used here in these areas, because this makes all these connections really sturdy. This will be a toilet area, and then our walk-in closet, which here you can see we also have the attic access that goes up and above. You guys know we're kind of big on attic space because we have all the full ceiling height. Well, this one's going to have all that and some as well, because we actually added a lower ceiling up above here to where we can run our duct lines all the way across the top side. That way we can have communication between this side or that. So we could have our main unit set over here over this attic area, and then we can have one centralized system. If we can make sure at least we have the framing ready for that, then that gives us a good preparation for having one central system. Now, if we wanted to break it up, have two systems, that's up to the client, and that's something that could be done at that point. But here, I'll show you the layout. We got two bedrooms. You got one over here, and we got one over here, and then we have the bathroom right here in the center. Really good size space, as you can see, for these bedrooms. And each one will have a full walk-in closet. Well, it's not walk-in, it's going to be the double door open up. And we will also have a scuttle hole on this side. You'll be able to go up and down right here. You could add another attic stair, but it's going to take a little more coordination to do that. This is the kitchen space. You have probably like where your sink space is going to go here. We're going to have an island. We're going to probably have the oven and refrigerator over here, and then a corner pantry back here in this spot. Some people are like, don't like corner pantries, but I like the corner pantry just because it kind of kills that space. It helps take care of not having any wasted space. That pretty much sums it up. You can see this is standardized what we're doing. We always frame our windows a little bit wider, and then we've got that zip system going all the way around. These are, I believe these are probably Elevate windows, 1,500 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, under $300,000. So that's kind of the game plan. Of course, you can design your square footage however you want to design it, add whatever shape you want to it. I believe here we have probably like a 12-foot eave height, maybe a little higher, 12-foot eave heights with, I don't know the overall dimensions, but it's 1,500 square foot. So you can see we're going to have a tremendous amount of attic space on both sides, so they'll be able to have all the head space for air conditioning and maybe add a little bit of storage if they wanted to as well up there. You guys can see what we're doing to make ready. A lot of people ask, how do you install your sleepers to your purlins? Well, we use a 2 3/4 coated tech screw. It's gray coated self-tappers that we use. And you can see we're using 2 screws per junction into all the purlins. So this is how we attach that. We've never had any problems with that. Also, it adds shear strength, but this is a perfect way to do it for putting your sheetrock below. Let me say this. A lot of times right now, people are interested in going to more of our advanced hybrid steel frame. Going to the advanced hybrid steel frame actually puts that zip system up on top of the roof. Why is that an advantage? Well, having an air barrier is a real advantage to any home. We have provided this as a standard on the walls, primarily because we have the most penetrations on the walls. We have all the windows, all of the penetrations for, say, electrical, ventilation, all the things that are coming outside of the home and back into the home. We feel really good, of course, with the windows, doors, about those seals around that space when we have the zip system. So the zip system has been part of our standard since day one. It's something that we've always done, and it's something that we'll always continue to do because it's just a good belt and suspenders safety system for us. We don't have to worry about it, and we're in the repertoire of doing it. So we got the liquid flashing, we know how to seal around the windows and doors, all these kind of deals. On the roof, we have a lot less penetrations. So you can see I do have a penetration over there. That's going to get a boot jack, but that's literally one of the only penetrations that I have. I believe the other one's going to go out the other wall, or they haven't. Oh no, I have another one on this side. So I have one on each side penetrations for the roof. And we can manage that pretty well without being concerned about all the air seal details that we can do on the roof. What that means is we're going to apply closed cell foam to the roof system first before we put our open cell to complete all of our R factors that we need in those spaces. So that all the steel gets covered with closed cell. And there's some people who build barndominiums who just build a metal building here and they take that same approach. You can go about it that way. I feel like it's kind of good money for bad because you're not really getting that extra protection around the windows and doors and all these kind of deals. So in my opinion, I think it's a little bit just careless with time because you're spending similar money and you're not getting as good of a seal around these areas, where if you can kind of be more intentional and divide up the kind of materials that you're using, I feel like it's better money spent for good things. And that's why we subscribe to the zip system and why we do it the way we do. So okay, well, this is the back porch. You can see we've got more of a shed style roof right off this cute little back porch here, mainly just for function. That's what we have here. Function there on the front, function on the back. And again, guys, keep in mind, like, all this can be changed. You can add to this. You can extend the roof off the back. Because we have a 12-foot eave height, we actually could come out quite a bit of ways off the back side of this and create an additional shed, large porch, something like that later on. So in the scenario where somebody's wanting to kind of phase out their construction, get their budgeted items handled first, you can do it. You can definitely do it. And here they've had this land, I think, for some time, but they've decided to build here on this lot. Not a bunch of acreage out here either. So this is a practical thing that you can do. And some people will scream about the cost and, oh, it used to cost this. But at the end of the day, I had people during COVID who were like, well, I'm just waiting on prices to come down. We were building for probably 50% less, 40%, I don't know what it was, before costs and everything went skyrocketed then. The people that were building with us then made out like bandits ultimately because they had so much equity within a few years. And that's just part of it. You just have to play the game with the markets. It is what it is. We're having to do the same thing. So we're spending more money on everything. Everything costs us more money than it used to. But if you want to build a home, or if you want to buy a home, you're going to pay for it with these increased prices, and that's just where things are. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of insight. This is a really nice barndominium. It's going to be exciting to show you guys how this finishes out. It's going to be just as nice as all of our other ones as well. So we got all of our standard finishes, and maybe they'll do some upgrades, some changes here as we go. So I'm not sure. I haven't went through all that with the clients myself, but our superintendents are steadily working on progress on this project. We got a lot more to come for barndominium content. This is your #1 source for barndominium content. I hope you guys have already subscribed. If you haven't, please do that now. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and check out our website at texasbestbarndo.com. Subscribe to the Barndo Buzz over there. I'm Josh Helm, wishing you all the best. Thanks for watching Texas Best.